Hello viewers, I welcome you to another episode of Career Guidance, a program designed to help you ease your path based on the career of your choice. Today, we are here at MIT University of Meghalaya, a UGC-approved state-private university. To learn more about the university and also about the courses available as a career option, we have with us Dr. Malhar Pangrikar, who is the Vice Chancellor of MIT University. Till today, Dr. Pangrikar has become the youngest Vice Chancellor of any Indian university, graduated in Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering from Amravati University, Maharashtra in the year 2005, an alumnus of one of the significant and foremost management institute named IIM Calcutta, completed his doctorate degree in Strategic Management from Amravati University, Maharashtra in the year 2015. He started his career with HCL Infosys System Limited as a senior system integrator and then as a research associate of MIT School of Telecom Management. And it was during his teaching assignment he has published several research papers in national and international journals and has also authored 4 books in his domain of expertise. He guided more than 50 business projects and many of them having national recognition. Well, Dr. Pangrikar, I welcome you in today's episode of Career Guidance, and I'm truly honored to be doing this episode with you.
Thank you so much.
Well, sir, to begin with, can you just brief us about the history of MIT University in Meghalaya?
To brief about MIT history, I believe I'll start with its origin.
Yes.
And the origin is in Maharashtra, Pune. In 1983, our founder, he realized that the state then required more professional private engineering presence. The sole reason was Maharashtra was also growing, and similarly the educational requirement were not able to be fulfilled by the government institutions. So along with his application, then Chief Minister set up a commission, and based on that it was recommended to have private institutions in Maharashtra. So as MIT, we are Maharashtra's first private engineering college, who started in 1983. Since then, the journey started. Eventually, we entered into multiple verticals, which talks about medical, which we refer to pharmaceutical, which we refers to even medical colleges, nursing. Apart from that, engineering, we have started with multiple campuses across India. In fact, now we have India's only railway engineering institution with us, that is in one of our campuses. Throughout this journey, I believe as a group, we have created our presence across many states. We have catered more than 5 lakh students, global alumni, and sizably, we see that very clearly that the MIT impact is being created by their alumni across the ecosystem of education. As far as businesses are concerned, many of our students happens to be the CEOs for many multinational companies. That has helped as MIT to grow and create an impact across. While doing so, as a group, management has certainly realized that there are areas which we can go out and contribute to the academics of the India. Based on that, now group has got 4 universities. 2 are in Maharashtra, 1 is in Madhya Pradesh, Ujjain, and 4th, we had taken a very conscious call to enter into the Eastern India market. So Eastern India for us refers to 7 Sisters plus Sikkim, and West Bengal we definitely considered as a part of Eastern India. When we look up to the eastern part, we are worried because such a brain drain happens from this part. Thousands of students are moving across the India in search of what? In search of better opportunities, better education. And when we realize that is there a possibility to have our own presence, a dedicated presence, that we materialized eventually. And we see Shillong as very much prominent place because this is the India's, probably I would say Eastern India's education hub. So where it is so neutral that I could see Mizoram students are coming, Nagaland students, in fact Arunachal students are also pursuing their studies in Shillong in different programs, which has motivated us to take the decision that we should enter into Meghalaya and in Shillong, to be precise about. That has given us a very strong confidence. Apart from that, we see the diversity in Shillong. The best part of Meghalaya, what we liked, is about sustainability. All the tribes across the states follow the sustainable lifestyle, and which makes them more unique. When you see across the globe, people are talking about sustainability. G20 summit has referred sustainability practices. Globally, people are putting a lot pressure on Asian countries to build more sustainable practices. What does this all lead to? This lead that our education system has a component of sustainability. So we had now come up very clearly that Shillong MIT University of Meghalaya will be a sustainability centered university, and if I'm not wrong, we will be the only India's university who will educate students irrespective of the program. The center will be the sustainability. That helps because unless you teach them, you don't get the real impact across their working styles also. We cannot blame the older generations because they've not been exposed. But this is a learning we felt can be taken from Meghalaya itself. That is a very strong element, and we are working, our academic team is working on that. We have identified, we have diagnosed. In fact, we are in touch with United Nations body who controls the sustainable development organizations and their initiatives. We want them to be empaneled. We also want to be empaneled with the United Nations such initiatives. We are working on that. And eventually, if I see that MIT, we are founders, management, everybody has an academic background. We are hardcore academicians. Our backgrounds are academics. We believe more in academics and their outputs. The impact, if they could build it more across India or globe, will be more than happy. And hence we considered to reach out to eastern part of India.
All right, so that's very interesting. And moving on, talking about the courses available here at MIT University Meghalaya, can you just brief us about the courses and also how do you relate as a career option for many students who are aspiring?
Yeah, interesting. Courses here, when we landed up in Shillong, we see a lot popularity is about conventional programs. Our expertise as an academicians, as a group, we built more into the professional programs. So how do we prefer, to talk about professional programs? It's fundamentally programs who are more skilled based. When you complete that, you can be independent financially, decision making point of view. You can be a part of the policy making. You can be a part of global workforce chain in that case. That's what we look at. Under that idea, we have got BBA, Bachelor of Business Administration, Masters of Business Administration. In fact, we have launched a BA in Journalism and Mass Communication. While doing all that, we realized that Meghalaya has a very popular trend of hospitality, travel and tourism. We see there are a lot of unskilled resources. They're doing very fair job. They've been very actively interacting with tourists, guiding them well, making a lot of arrangements end to end. We could see that. We felt probably if we give them a dedicated course in that way, more formal structure will give them more empowerment. That empowerment is more about being more professionally practiced, professionally operated, and based on that you can attract more tourists from across the geography of India. So that has helped to take a decision, and one of their program is HTT. Apart from that, we have got a BBA in HR, human resource, we have got BBA in marketing, finance, and a few more other aspects. At the end, we also want students to be encouraged to be a part of computer application system. So a unique program we have launched, that is BBA in computer application. So computer application is basically students will be given a fair exposure, how computer learnings will be applied to the respective areas, wherever domain, whichever vertical they opt for it. I think that will be the fantastic move because it does not require heavy technical understanding. Though we call it as a computer application, it won't be required a hardcore programming part or very mathematical part of it. It is absolutely more about the applications of it. Looking at the job perspectives, people have got very smart acceptance, and that has helped certainly to decide to enter into these areas. Apart from the School of Management, we are also starting with School of Sustainability. MIT ID is what we named it as, MIT ID Shillong. We will be launching undergrad programs in design with 3 specializations. One is smart product design, communication design, and user experience design. The sole reason for that is this region, again I'll go for that, is very actively involved into graphics, the color combinations, the approach towards designing in the region is very, very beautiful. And we felt probably that this is a good time to approach the students and give them that exposure. So that one, another school will be concentrating on design education, under which we have rather already launched some of the certification programs. Those are again into the areas of UI UX. Some of the fellowship programs we call it as a PGPX, postgraduate program for working executives. That is 11-month program. So wherein slowly we will be introducing to the immersion in Meghalaya state. So people across India, maybe from globe, will start coming to pursue this program, and the immersion will be in Meghalaya strictly. So they come back whenever they want to learn any sustainability element or any core domain element. They can come back to Shillong, and when they go out of this program, they can take the culture outside, and that's how we want to propagate. So that's the sole idea behind School of Design per se. Apart from that, we also intend to start legal studies. Apart from that, we also intend to start the education, wherein we can empower students who are interested to be a part of education directly, and be a part, they can join as a teacher as well. So these are the prominent schools which we are looking at it so far.
All right. And based on the courses that is available at your center, I came across about the courses that's called BTech in computer clouding. Can you give us more detail about it?
Yeah, computer clouding, we used to offer that earlier, yes. But eventually we have realized the opportunities in cloud computing, yes, are enormous. There is no stop for that. Everything is getting shifted to cloud, yes. And that is one beautiful area that students should certainly consider to be a part of their career. Not only restricting themselves to cloud computing, students can also consider for artificial intelligence, machine learning. Nowadays, machine learning and artificial intelligence has become our life part to a greater extent that they have started giving you the options, what you're thinking. Even if you write, verbally, you may speak a sentence and grammatically it might be wrong. Yeah. But now AI ML, with the use of the small programs, you can change that. And that's the beauty of these programs. So when you study any of these, I will add one more. It's about cyber securities also, yes, data sciences also. These are the very contemporary programs that world need to be addressed, and world need to be addressed. I mean to say, it's workforce. We need to generate. We would be certainly contributing in that way as well. We are very optimistic about data science, data visualization. Such programs do not need exorbitant mathematics in that. You just need small analytical approach, and we feel we are strong, we are confident that these approach can be built. You can teach students how to be a more analyzer. Yes. You don't need to inherit that genetically, and we are confident that with our learnings, I think we should be able to give a fair justice to that.
Yes, and also with so many courses available at your center and a university itself, what are the challenges that you face, or comparing with other universities?
I would not compare myself, at par in any case. But if we are serious about contributing to academics, yes, and the region, the challenges are regionally students are not aware about the opportunities, and when the opportunities are given, they fail to. They struggle a bit in that. But yes, it's more about awareness. It's not the case they cannot perform. We have seen our existing students, those who are performing very well across the areas. In fact, many of our students have got packages 3 lakhs plus, per annum, plus, there are other perks in that way. But the one who accepts, accommodates, they're surviving. The challenge across the region is more about awareness. They're not aware what miracles they can, be a part of the overall system. They can make huge miracles. Students are bright. I'm very confident. I do interact with many students Off lead, definitely a sports field also I see students, off lead I do discuss, and students are brilliant. It's just an information, lack of information.
Yes.
A small confidence that imparted through education, I think they can take up ahead.
Yes, and when you were mentioning about the annual package of 3 lakh, is it kind of scholarship or any kind of assistance that you provide for students?
Yes, certainly we have internships program.
Yes.
Our academic model is like first 3 semesters you study the fundamentals, into which we have included a subject, a core subject which talks about northeastern states history,
Alright, that's interesting.
which is mandatory. I personally feel one should know the history, and that helps them to be more confident when they interact with the other world. So that first 3 semester builds more confidence with students. Eventually their specialization starts, and with that we encourage students to be a part of internship programs. For a few it gets paid around 5-10,000. For a few it does not. I mean, it depends on the organization, it depends on the skill, it depends, unfortunately, the interview patterns, selection patterns. But after that, we do provide placement facilities to students, and that's the reason we are getting a fair, results for 3 lakhs plus annum. Per annum is the package offered.
And how often is the campus recruitment or for any empowerment?
It happens once in a year.
Once in a year.
Final placements are once in a year. But internship, you would say, we can consider it after second year's last semester, that's 4th semester onwards, we encourage students.
Okay.
Or in fact, whenever they get a gap of, let's say, a long duration of 1 or 2 months, we encourage them to be a part of it.
Alright. And at present, do we have more enrollment of local students or more of outstation students?
We have 95% local,
Okay.
mostly Khasis, Panar, and few of them are now from Arunachal and Mizoram as well.
Alright. And what is the overall strength of the MIT University Shillong?
Oh, I mean, that can be categorized, but I believe we might cross 200 to 300 students sooner time.
And apart from academics, is there any extracurricular activities for the students?
We do not formalize that,
Yes.
but students do have their own life. Students do have some clubs. We are encouraging these days students to start their music club as well. We keep getting a lot initiative from UGC about student engagements, under which we are also encouraging students to form a complete sports team and participate in All India inter-university tournaments. That initiatives we have started taking it.
And what are the enrollment procedure for MIT University Meghalaya?
It's very simple.
Very simple.
So how MIT Meghalaya, when we look at it, we categorize admissions in 2 ways. One is for the executive working professionals and one is for the local students. So for local students, those who wish to be into campus, study here, for them it's just you need to log on to website, fill the application form, select the course which you want to study and just proceed with that. That is for undergraduate. For postgraduate also, one candidate is expected to have CAT, MAT, ZAT scores for management program. Again, the same. They can go to website, fill the application form and their further procedures will be scheduled by the team itself. And for working professionals, it's anyways, they can anytime come to our Shillong premises. They can have good dialogues. The shortlisting of the candidates will be done because many of time, it doesn't go well. And that's how things are operated. I mean, again, you need to go to visit the website and simply fill the form. Mostly online. We are discouraging paperworks because that doesn't help much. And when we know that online it can be managed smoothly, so why not to do that?
All right. And do you also provide soft skill training for students who are ready to step out the wall of competition?
Yes, absolutely. I believe every semester we have one special dedicated training for for campus placements or for confidence building, building and boosting that way. We conduct it every semester.
All right, sir. Can you share any of the success stories?
Success stories, yeah, there are few, but I would like to highlight one which currently is with our PhD students. So with PhD student, one candidate is interested to work on 2 areas of digital marketing, its profitability across the verticals, and the candidate is exploring these areas exclusively to make people aware that digital marketing is an area where you can be an entrepreneur being at home. You don't need to travel across the centuries, across the countries, I would say. That will certainly help students to be more employable. So with PhD student, when he presented that idea, immediately 3-4 companies started funding him. So the sole reason is people also, as a companies, they also want to invest, they want to train people, and that gives us very confidence that certainly we can add very good value in that particular domain. Apart from that, regular students, if you ask our MBA students, MBA marketing, he appeared for an interview and he got selected with, as I said, like around 4.5 package. He's based out of Bangalore now. He is happily working there. So almost 3 to 4 students who got shortlisted are in Bangalore. They are addressing, they are growing well. Apart from that, there are few students, those are working with very prominent airlines with us. So I think there are many success stories, but to highlight few, I think these will be the fair enough.
And also, before I slip off, there's any kind of hostel facilities for boys and girls?
So as a university, we have now purchased land in Mokasiang, so where we are building a very permanent premises. Our intentions to the state to contribute more in academics and their skilled workforce. So based on that, we will be in future expanding a lot to build more campuses across the state of Meghalaya. The campus in first phase has already started its permanent construction process. First phase should be completed by next year, financial year. After that, second phase and third phase, we are hopeful to complete our first campus construction process by 2025. We just have a tie-ups with the existing hostels, but with our permanent campus, we are coming up with permanent campus in Mokasiang village. There we have provision for a 300 students accommodation. So I believe that will be ready by 2024.
Right. 300 students, is there any reservation or it's like?
No, so we follow the standard reservation policies. We do have scholarship policies for the locals. Based on their percentage, there are criteria we have set upon 90 plus CBSE board or Meghalaya State board. Based on their criteria, I believe we have given the fair scholarship discounts in that way. And if I'm not wrong, there is one professor who donated his salary and he said against that you can compensate the needy one. So we have such scholarships programs also with us.
All right, sir. Well, before we wind up, is there any message that you want to share to the viewers who's looking at this episode right now?
If viewers are students and their parents, I would certainly insist to be getting more exposure. Parents should allow students to get more and more, tough exposure. Unless they go for exposure, their brains will not open up. Point number 2, being very consistent. Irrespective of your success or failures, keep doing the job. Any idea needs 1000 days to materialize. Students should give that fair time to themselves. I'm not referring to 1000 days, but a fair time so that they can identify what they really want to pursue, how they can pursue. Globally, there are services required and there are enough scarcity of workforces. Being an entrepreneur or being employed somewhere, doesn't matter. But being consistent, being patient will help students to grow with that. And most important, there are no shortcuts for the success. You have to go through the process, you have to work hard, be smart. Smartness can be gained, but hard work is there. There are no shortcuts to success in any ways.
Well, sir, that was a very refreshing segment. Once again, thank you very much for sparing your valuable time, and I'm sure that this episode will pave way to many aspiring youths who's looking forward to build their career based on the courses available at your center.
Thank you so much.
Well, viewers, we have come to the end of today's episode and we'll be meeting again on the next episode of Career Guidance. As Dr. Pangrikar has mentioned that there's no shortcut for success. So the choice you make is the future that you're building. Till then, keep watching Doordarshan Camera Shillong.